actress. In a startling revelation, singer and actress Halle Bailey has filed a restraining order against her former partner, rapper DDG, Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., alleging a pattern of physical and verbal abuse throughout their relationship. The legal documents, submitted to the Los Angeles County Superior Court, detail a series of incidents that Bailey claims left her in fear for her safety. Allegations detailed in the restraining order. Bailey's restraining order application outlines multiple instances of alleged abuse. Physical abuse. Bailey recounts episodes where DDG purportedly became physically aggressive, including an incident where he allegedly grabbed her arm forcefully during an argument, leaving visible bruises. Verbal abuse. The singer describes a pattern of demeaning language and threats, stating that DDG would often belittle her accomplishments and use derogatory terms during disagreements. Controlling behavior. Bailey alleges that DDG exhibited controlling tendencies, such as monitoring her communications and isolating her from friends and family. In her statement, Bailey expressed that these behaviors caused her significant emotional distress and led her to fear for her personal safety. Legal proceedings and public response. The court has granted a temporary restraining order, mandating that DDG maintain a distance of at least 100 yards from Bailey and cease all forms of contact. A hearing is scheduled for later this month to determine whether a permanent restraining order will be issued. DDG has publicly denied the allegations, stating on social media that the claims are baseless and that he looks forward to clearing his name in court. The news has elicited a strong response from fans and fellow artists, many of whom have expressed support for Bailey and commended her for speaking out. Advocacy groups against domestic violence have also highlighted the case, emphasizing the importance of addressing abuse in all relationships. Implications for the entertainment industry. This case adds to the ongoing discourse about abuse and accountability within the entertainment industry. Bailey's decision to come forward may encourage others in similar situations to seek help and legal recourse. Diddy trial update. Key developments in the ongoing case. By Your Name. Published May 17, 20. Background. Sean Diddy Combs, the renowned music mogul, is currently on trial in New York, facing serious charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The trial, which commenced on May 5, 2025, has garnered significant media attention due to the high-profile nature of the defendant and the gravity of the allegation. Testimony from Cassie Ventura. Central to the prosecution's case is the testimony of singer Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner. Over 4 days, Ventura provided detailed accounts of alleged abuse. Coerced participation in freak-offs. Ventura described being pressured into participating in drug-fueled sex parties, often involving other men, which she referred to as freak-off. Physical violence. She recounted instances of physical abuse, including a 2016 incident captured on hotel surveillance footage showing Diddy assault. Emotional manipulation. Ventura alleged that Diddy exerted control over her personal and professional life, including sabotaging her career opportunities to maintain dominance. Ventura's testimony was bolstered by corroborative evidence, including text messages and witness accounts from hotel staff and fellow artists. Defense's position. Diddy's legal team has contested the allegations, asserting that the relationship between Diddy and Ventura was consensual, albeit tumultuous. They argue that the events described were part of a consensual adult lifestyle, and that the prosecution's portrayal is additional witnesses and evidence. The prosecution plans to call additional witnesses, including former Danity Kane member Aubrey O'Day, who has previously accused Diddy of manipulative behavior. Homeland Security agents have also testified about evidence collected during searches, including drugs and other items relevant to the case. Bail and legal proceeding. Diddy has been denied bail multiple times, with the court citing concerns about potential witness tampering and the severity of the charges. He remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Public and industry. The trial has sparked widespread discussion about abuse of power in the music industry. Advocacy groups and fellow artists have called for greater accountability and support for victims. The allegations against DDG and the ongoing trial of Sean Diddy Combs underscore the pervasive issues of abuse and misconduct within personal relationships and the entertainment industry. These cases highlight the importance of legal recourse and the courage of individuals who come forward to share their experiences. As the legal proceedings continue, they serve as a catalyst for broader conversations about accountability and systemic change. Sean Combs, widely known by his stage name Diddy, is facing one of the most serious legal challenges of his career. Once celebrated as a music mogul, entrepreneur, and cultural icon, he is now embroiled in a criminal case involving serious allegations, multiple federal investigations, and potentially damaging witness testimony. This report outlines the current state of Diddy's legal issues, including testimony from Homeland Security agents, involvement of former music collaborators like Aubrey O'Day, evidence seized during searches, and the court's repeated decision to deny bail due to concerns over witness tampering and public safety. Background: who is Diddy? Sean Combs is an influential figure in the American music and fashion industry. Known for launching the careers of artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and groups like Danity Kane, he built an empire that included record labels, fashion brands, and spirits. Over the years, however, rumors and lawsuits began surfacing, accusing him of controlling and abusive behavior. In recent years, Diddy has faced growing scrutiny, with multiple women and former colleagues coming forward with disturbing allegations. The situation escalated in early 2025 when federal agencies launched an investigation into his activities, which included raids on his property. The investigation and Homeland Security involvement. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security became involved due to the serious nature of the claims, ranging from drug possession, sex trafficking, abuse, to threats against potential witnesses. Agents conducted high-profile raids on his Los Angeles and Miami properties, seized large quantities of drugs, electronic devices, security footage, and other materials that may be relevant to the investigation. During court proceedings, Homeland Security agents testified under oath, stating that the evidence they collected pointed to systematic patterns of misconduct, not isolated incidents. They described a controlled environment where witnesses were allegedly manipulated or silenced. Witness testimonies, Aubrey O'Day and others. One of the major developments in the case is the expected testimony of Aubrey O'Day, a former member of the girl group Danity Kane, which was created by Diddy on his reality TV show, Making the Band. Aubrey has been vocal for years about the toxic environment she claims existed under Diddy's management. She has publicly accused him of being manipulative, controlling, and emotionally abusive, stating that artists were often pressured into silence. Her testimony is expected to shed light on how Diddy allegedly controlled his artists, mental and emotional abuse, his power dynamics within the music industry, and the culture of fear surrounding him. Other unnamed witnesses are also expected to be called, including former employees, assistants, and possibly individuals with first-hand knowledge of illegal activities. Some of these witnesses have reportedly been placed under protective custody due to safety concerns. Allegations: what is Diddy accused of? Although the charges have not been fully disclosed to the public, court documents and testimonies suggest that Diddy may face charges including possession and distribution of illegal, witness tampering and obstruction of justice, physical and emotional abuse, sexual misconduct, running a criminal enterprise, RICO-like charge. The seriousness of these allegations is reflected in the court's strong stance on denying bail proceedings. Why has Diddy been denied bail? Diddy's legal team has made multiple attempts to secure his release on bail. However, each time the court has denied the request. The primary reasons include risk of witness tampering. Federal prosecutors argued that Diddy has a long history of silencing people around him. The court was concerned that if released, he might intimidate or influence. Severity of the charge. The charges carry long prison sentences if convicted. Courts usually take a more conservative approach in such high-stakes cases. Due to his immense wealth and access to international travel, the court fears he may attempt to leave the country. As a result, he remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn, a facility known for housing high-profile federal inmates. Impact on public image and career. While Diddy has not yet been convicted, the public fallout has been immense. Here's how it's affecting his life. One, loss of business deals. Major brand partnerships have been suspended or terminated. His fashion line and liquor brands are reportedly under internal investigation. Two, social media and public backlash. Several celebrities and former associates have distanced themselves. His social media accounts are largely inactive. Public sentiment has turned sharply negative. 3, legal fees and financial strain. The cost of legal defense, especially in federal cases, is extremely high. If convicted, he may face major civil lawsuits. Supporters versus critics, divided opinions. The case has divided public opinion. Some fans continue to support Diddy, believing that he is the target of a smear campaign, possibly due to his power and influence in the industry. He is being unfairly judged before trial. Evidence should be carefully examined in court. Past grudges may be fueling current testimony. However, critics argue too many people have come forward with similar stories. The pattern of behavior is too consistent to ignore. Powerful people should be held accountable, just like anyone. What happens next? The case is still ongoing, and several key developments are expected in the coming weeks. Aubrey O'Day's test could bring emotional weight and first-person insight into the prosecution's presentation of digital. Homeland Security has likely retrieved data from phones, hard drives, and cloud accounts. More witnesses coming forward. With Diddy in custody, more people may feel safe enough to possible. If a grand jury finds the evidence sufficient, formal charges may be filed. Conclusion. The legal troubles surrounding Sean Diddy Combs represent a dramatic fall from grace for a man once considered a titan of the entertainment industry. While he maintains his innocence, the mounting evidence, witness testimonies, and repeated denial of bail suggest that he is facing a serious legal. This case is not just about one man. It's about power, abuse, and accountability in the music world. As more witnesses speak out and federal investigators build their case, the world watches to see whether justice will be served, and if a long-standing culture of fear and silence in the industry will finally be addressed.